What is the best investing strategy with modern sports cards? So, all right, this is the secret sauce that everybody is looking for. So here's the piece. So we did question 1, can you make money in sports cards? And I have made money with sports cards. No, sports cards have not made me a millionaire, not even close, but I have made over $20,000 with sports cards. So I'm just going to be real with you in this video. That means less edits, less flair, just real talk. There are 3 main questions that everybody wants to know the answers to. Can you still make money with sports cards? Number 2 is, what is the best investing strategy for modern sports cards? And 3, is the hobby going up or down? Now, in order to answer those 3 questions, we need to first get on the same page. What is investing? Now, there's a traditional approach to investing, and then there's the modern approach to investing. And if you're watching on YouTube, then you probably know about the modern approach to investing, which Sports Card Investor kind of popularized. But let's get into the traditional way of investing, because that is what you need to know before you start spending your hard-earned dollars on sports cards and turn around and go, why did I just do that? Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Doc Schwartz. This is the EDI Sports Show. We broadcast every single Friday right here on YouTube. And as you can see from the graphic on the side, there are several sections of this show. I do a hot take, which is the main topic, and then I go into other areas. And as you can see, this is what I'm going to cover for the rest of the show. Now, let's do the traditional type of investing. So there are 3 types of traditional assets that you should be aware of. These are not all of them, but these are the main 3. 1 is real estate, 2 is businesses, and 3 is stocks. Now, what you need to understand is that you can buy any one of these assets and you can make money. Now, there are a couple ways that you can make money through traditional investing. One is if you buy real estate, let's say a rental property, you can rent it out and it gives you cash flow. You also can get what's called appreciation. The same thing with a business. You can buy a business, it can throw off cash flow, as well as if you grow the business, it appreciates in value. And then the last is stocks, which is pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. There are stocks that pay you a dividend, and then there are stocks that don't pay you a dividend. If you get a dividend from a stock, that means it pays you cash while hopefully the stock appreciates. And if you understand how stocks work, then you're going to be better at investing in the stock market. Now, I'm going to tell you, investing in the stock market is way more complicated than these other 2 traditional types of assets. It is way more complicated to invest in the stock market than it is to buy a business, because, you pretty much know either people buy your product or services or people don't. Investing in the stock market does not really have much to do with how good the company is. It's more about perceived value, which happens to be what gets us tied into sports cards. Because if you didn't see last week's video, then I recommend that you go watch it after you finish this one. And in the last couple weeks that I have actually been talking about is sales psychology and perceived value. And what that means is what people think something's worth as compared to what it actually is worth. And there are metrics to figure that out. Now, that's the same thing with sports cards. Now, here we go. We're going to make this as simple as possible. All right. So I've wrote notes. So I'm just going to make sure that I cover them, and we're going to get through this right now. One of the problems in the sports card hobby is that there is this misunderstanding as to how to actually make money with sports cards and whether or not you can invest in sports cards. Now, I've pushed back on that concept since the beginning of the pandemic. Literally, that's how I started this channel, which is you cannot invest in sports cards. Unfortunately, I have lost that battle. You have to admit when you lose, and I have lost that battle. So here's what I'm going to do instead of continuing to fight against the YouTube community and say you can't invest in sports cards. What I'm going to do is tell you how you can actually make money and understand the dangers of thinking you can invest in sports cards. Because maybe that's the best way to do it, is just be aware of the dangers. Now, one of the reasons why you have to be careful when you try to invest in sports cards is because the only way to make money, and goes back to traditional investing, the only way to make money in traditional investing is if you pay less than what the company is worth. If you pay more, you're probably not going to make your money back. That's the end of the story. Like, YouTube is a perfect example. YouTube sold to Google way back in the day for $2 billion. What's YouTube worth today? Several billion. So YouTube has grown in value because of Google. Now, could YouTube on its own have done that? Probably, but it would have taken way longer. Just that's the fact. And not only that, but the costs of running YouTube have also gone up. So you have to, as a founder, decide, is it worth it to sell it now, or do I wait? And I don't know about you, but $2 billion sellout is a pretty good sellout. So I'm all for YouTube selling. They went to Google, and now we have the platform that we see today, and it's amazing. All right, here's the problem. You don't have money to waste. Google had billions of dollars that they could just spend on anything they wanted to spend, and YouTube looked like a great opportunity. As it turns out, they were right. Okay, so with your sports cards, you can't afford to just keep overpaying for cards. And the best example of someone who is overpaid for literally every card they own is the sports card investor. Now, if you haven't seen this video, I highly recommend you go and watch it at the end of this video so you understand how much he's overpaid and how much those cards are worth. That's what you need to know. You need to know, am I paying what these cards are worth, or am I overpaying for them? Now, third segment of this episode, I want to make it clear. In the third segment, I'm going to show you my mail day. Here we go. My mail day. I'm going to show you the card that I just got, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm teasing you, I overpaid for it. I'm telling you right now I overpaid for it, but I'm going to explain that in the third segment of this show. Now, right now, you need to understand that if you want to buy sports cards and you want to make money in sports cards, then you need to pay less than what the cards are worth. That way, you can actually sell them and get your money back plus some profit. Now, how much profit? Honestly, that's up to you and your sales skills. And I don't know, some people are good at sales and some people are not. You have to decide where you fall on that. I am a pretty decent seller. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. I'm pretty good at selling. Now, I'm better at selling at a card show because I have good prices and I'm nice to buy from. And that's the key for you, is to understand that when you're selling cards, this is a hand-to-hand sale. We need a platform that's sports card specific so that everybody puts in the cards the right way. So when you do a search, you find all the cards that you're looking for. eBay does not have anything to combat the fact that people enter in the wrong information, both in their title and in their description, and you have no idea what you're looking at. So that's the first piece. All right, let's get to the question. Can you make money with sports cards? So here's the short answer. Yes, you can make money with sports cards. Now, here's how you need to do that. All right. So one of the reasons that you can make money is if you actually pay for less than the card is worth and then you sell it. Okay, so if you pay less and you sell it, you're going to make your money back. This is the exact opposite of what the sports card investor has been doing since 2020. He has paid more for every card, and therefore he has lost money on everything he's bought. His PC cost in is not what cost value is. His costs are higher than the value, okay? The best example of this, now that's not on Sportscard Investor, but the best example of this overpaying for product is the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10 rookie card. Now, I've talked about this example, but this is the best example, and that's the reason why. Before the pandemic, the PSA 10 Fleer Jordan rookie was worth $40,000. During the pandemic, it sold for $750,000. Yes, $750K for one card. And then now it's worth around $100,000. That's what you need to understand. So if you paid anywhere over $100,000 when the card was, again, perceived value $750,000, you thought you made out like a bandit. You were like, if it sold for $750 and you paid $200, you're like, I gotta steal. The card's worth $100,000 today, so you lost $100,000 in value because the perceived value of the card was much higher than the card was actually worth. And that's the danger that you're going to run into with sports cards. You need to be careful. Now, I talked about sales psychology in a previous video. I talked about perceived value in a previous video. If you're new to this channel, you should go back and watch all of these episodes so that you start to get a foundation into the hobby. If you don't know anything about sports cards, you should watch every one of these episodes, because I'm telling you right now, by the time you get to this episode, you have been caught up to speed, and that's where the comment section is. Please ask your questions. We're going to get to comments at the very end, and my comment section for this channel is amazing. I must have the smartest people on YouTube following me, because literally the comments that I get every single week are always the best. Even the worst comments, even the comments that make my eyebrows go, what the heck is this person talking about? At least it's intelligent. At least they have some point of view. I may not agree with it. I may not understand where they're coming from, but they're intelligent enough to be like, I don't agree with you. This is what I have to say. Hey, that's the best part about YouTube and about my community, is you can tell me what you think. All comments are welcome here.
Sports show every Friday, hot take, what's the market, behind the scenes, from the car shows to the streets. There's only one show, there's only one show I wanna watch. Sports show every Friday.
Let's get to the second question, all right? And this is the big one. What is the best investing strategy with modern sports cards? So, all right, this is the secret sauce that everybody is looking for. So here's the piece. So we did question one, can you make money in sports cards? And I have made money with sports cards. No, sports cards have not made me a millionaire, not even close, but I have made over $20,000 with sports cards. So it's not nothing. I need to make that clear. Like, when you make over $10,000 with sports cards, now that's over, a long period of time, but I'm telling you right now, I've made more than $20,000 on sports cards. So you can make money, like good money, doing it. But you got to know this investing strategy right now, which is for 2024. The only way that I see investing in sports cards is if you buy in bulk. That's it. That's the only way I see you making money if you're talking about being an investor, is buying in bulk. Now, if you're looking for the model that you want to follow, I'm going to give you the model. Burbank Sports Cards, Cards HQ, and Chasing Cardboard. They are following this bulk model where you basically buy an entire collection and you extract the value. Now, I'm also going to leave a link for Trike Sports Cards down in the description below, because he just did a video of him going to a card show and buying an entire box of Disney Chrome. Again, not sports cards, but doesn't matter. The concept is to buy in bulk, and he just did that. He bought an entire box of hundreds and hundreds of cards, again, for less value than what the cards are worth. And now he has to kind of test his skills of selling. But that's how you make money. If you buy cards in bulk, you will get them for less value than they're worth, and then you have to test your skills in selling. That's the strategy for 2024. And now if you're a small-time collector, how do you compete against the Cards HQs and the Burbank Sports Cards and the Chasing Cardboards? Well, that's why I started and created the Facebook group Card Hoarder Nation. That's the reason why I started it. For you, the small-time collector, the small-time investor, the person that doesn't have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to spend on sports cards, this is where you can pick up cards. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you don't share, if you don't post out and you don't promote the Card Hoarder Nation Facebook group, then no one is going to join it. And the reason why you want to promote that Facebook group is this. Because you want all those people that are now getting inherited baseball cards, vintage cards from their uncle, their parent, their grandparent. It is now the great transfer of wealth. Everyone is now giving away their PCs. All of these baby boomers are giving away all of their cards to their kids, to their nieces, to their nephews, to their grandkids, and no one wants these cards. That means they're up for sale. The problem is that none of these people know how to sell, and they don't know what to do. And so Chasing Cardboard and Cards HQ and Burbank Sports Cards are swooping in and taking away your deals. They're not going to give you a deal. If you want to buy from those three places, you're going to pay a premium on these cards. So the only way that you can get a deal is if you start promoting the Card Hoarder Nation on social media, and that way the people who have no idea about sports cards will join the Facebook group. Then if they want to sell their collection or they want to sell a whole bunch of cards, they can just post it in that group and you can get advantage of getting a bulk deal because you have to pay less than the cards are worth. That's the strategy. That's it. There's nothing else to it. You must pay less than the cards are worth. Otherwise, you're going to pay a premium for buying one card at a time. And I think that's a really bad idea. So stop going on eBay looking for deals for one or two cards. You need to buy in bulk. All right, let's get to the third question. Is the hobby market going up or is the hobby market going down? Now, here's the problem with the question. It's more complicated than it sounds. There's two pieces to this. First, there's prices going up, and then there's also the hobby in general. Now, I'm going to do the second question first, so here we go. The market itself, the hobby itself, has more eyeballs on it today than it did 10 years ago. That is absolutely true. There are more people interested in sports cards than has been for a very long time. So in terms of the entire hobby, yes, it is going up and more people are interested. And as Fanatics starts to do more advertising, and yeah, they're going to do a lot of marketing. I've talked about how much they don't understand what they're doing, but they are going to spend a fortune on advertising and marketing, a fortune, which means that's just going to increase the amount of eyeballs. Now, when we're talking about actual prices, is the market going up or down? And I had a very good comment. You could see it right here. Again, the people that make comments on my channel are very intelligent. This is a really good comment, but here's what you need to understand. So in comparison to before the pandemic to today, the market is up. Compared to during the pandemic to today, the market is down. Okay, so there you go. That's the nuance. Now, what I want to tell you is where is the market going from today forward? That's right. Where is it going today into the future? And honestly, I'm looking at a 3-year time horizon. Is it going to be up in 3 years or is it going to be down in 3 years? And what I'm telling you right now is it's going to be down. That's where all the metrics are going. That's all the data is going. Everything is moving to the downside. That means that you need to be very patient. You need to be careful with what you're buying. Now, I already teased this. I already told you. What's inside this is a card that I just bought. And I'm telling you right now, I overpaid for it. I will get to it in the mail day section. But I'm telling you, I already know I overpaid for it. But that's because I'm saying that the market is going down. And I'll tell you why I overpaid for it. I have no problem being honest about it. I overpaid for it for one specific reason. All right, let's get to the end of this segment. Again, I told you, real talk, less edits, less flair, just real talk. So what should you do? Should you put your money into Sportscard? Should you sit on the sideline? Should you sell your cards? Should you give away your PC? I mean, there's a lot of questions that come around and figure out like, okay, what are we going to do, right? So my honest opinion, and this is just my opinion, you can agree with it, you could disagree with it, but I honestly think that if you want to invest in sports cards or if you want to make money in sports cards, you must stay away from sealed product. Absolutely stay away from sealed product. It is a basic no-brainer at this point. You're going to lose money. This is a new trend that we have now in the hobby. You cannot buy sealed product. That also means that you need to be very careful on breaks. So if you buy into a break, you better not be overpaying for that break. And I am telling you right now that your chances of getting a good card out of a break are a lot lower than you think it is. Do not believe the hype. Your chances are a lot lower. And I know you're going after one or two cards. I understand that. And you're paying up for that gambling of one or two cards. It's not worth it. Like, literally save your money and just go and buy a bulk deal. If you're trying to make money, save your money and just buy a bulk deal. You're probably better off just buying scratch-off tickets. If you really want to gamble, you're probably better off. You're probably better off going to a casino and just playing slots. Honestly, I can make $30, $40 on a slot way faster than I could make $34 on sports cards if I bought wax or if I bought into a break. I probably will never make money if I buy into a break. I have never made money yet buying into break, and I bought into 4 different breaks. I've never made money buying into a break. So the question is, well, why'd you buy into a break? Well, one, I actually got cards that I probably wouldn't be able to get because I haven't seen them online. I haven't seen them. And so if I don't see the cards to buy, then I'm being shut out of something that I can't get. And so therefore, that's the reason why you go into a break. There are some cards that are short printed and, not very, not widely produced. And if you're looking for those specific cards, then yes, a break is probably the best way to do that. But again, be careful what you pay. So should you buy wax? No. Should you buy sealed product? No. Should you go to Target and Walmart and buy that stuff? No, you shouldn't. It's overpriced. I've talked about that. And that is not an old man just complaining about, the prices, the prices, the prices. No, I'm telling you, folks, it's all overpriced. It's got nothing to do with comparing today to 30 years ago. It's got nothing to do with that. Yes, inflation has made things more expensive. Okay, that's fine. But again, the value isn't there. A retail wax box is not worth what they're charging. It's not worth $29. It's probably worth $10. So that's the problem. So if you're paying more than $10 for a retail box, you've overpaid. A hobby box is going for at least $100 and more. And what's it worth? It's probably worth $25. So if you pay more than $25, you got ripped off. That box is worth $10. That's it. That's the point. That's the economics that Fanatics has kind of destroyed, is they've literally made base worthless, which means the wax is now worthless. That's what you do. When you fill the box with nothing, it's worth nothing. It doesn't matter how many little key bonus items you put in there. Unfortunately, those are the bonus items. Those are supposed to be the extras. That's the reason why you should buy the box. But if the box is worthless, then why would you buy the box? And Fanatics just doesn't seem to understand that about the hobby, is that only idiots, only fools are going to buy wax, and only fools are going to get involved in breaks. And I know if you're looking, yeah, but I do it. Look, if you know that you're doing it, if you know that you're overpaying, if you're okay with overpaying, then you are not a fool. Then you know I'm doing it anyway, even though I know it's not good for me. That's your decision, and you're allowed to make your decision. But if you're doing it and you think that you're making a good decision, you're a fool. And that's what I want you not to do. All right, so let's get to the second section, which is this overpriced? And you're going to want to check this out. Don't forget, third section is my mail day, and then we're going to get to your viewer comments at the end. Now it's time for Where's the Market? In this week's Where's the Market, we're going to do a segment called Is This Overpriced? And what we're looking at right here is 2024 Chrome blaster box. And so this is what it's selling for. $39.99 on eBay. That is what it's going for, and people are buying it. I'm just saying that. But here's the question: is it overpriced? And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's in the box. This is what's in the box. There's 7 packs. There's 4 packs per box. That means there's 28 total cards for $40 plus shipping plus tax. Like, again, this is what we're talking about. So for $40, you're going to get 28 total cards. Now, in order to figure out if this is overpriced, you have to know what the cards are worth, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about, what the cards are worth. So let's go to eBay and let's see what the cards are selling for. So here you go. I mean, we've got a card from, so this is a silver pack. So that's not even in the blaster box. But so here's a silver pack. A card's going for 11 cents. Okay, there you go. A card's going for 11 cents. Then the second one, that's a Pete Alonso. Now that's in the Chrome, so that's going for 26 cents. Let's take a look at the next one. This is Aaron Judge. This star card is going for $2, okay? Now we're going to look at another one. We're going to look at, this is Juan Soto at the top. This is going for 60 cents. Then you've got a Julio Rodriguez. That's going for 66 cents. Hold on. We've got, this is a PSA 10. So again, you open it up, you send it to PSA. That costs you $20, and it's selling for $35. That's a PSA 10. First of all, you got to get a 10. And you still got to send it in. Wait, here we go. We got another one. This is a Novel Marte, okay? And this is a PSA 9. This is a PSA 9. So you open up the box, you send it into PSA for $20, and this PSA 9 is selling for $5. So what does that mean? That means that the Topps Chrome Blaster box, that's 28 cards, retail for $39.99, is worth what value? You ready? Here it is. It's worth $9.80. Now you might be going, well, okay, well, how do you break that down? Well, here we go. We're going to do the breakdown. So you've got 28 cards. Each card is only worth about 35 cents. We just looked at all the prices. They're only worth about 35 cents. And if you do 35 cents times 28, the box is worth $9.80. And that's it. I mean, that's what we're talking about. The product is not worth what you're paying for it. So, and I know everybody on the comments is going to give me, so I'm anticipating the comments. I know what you guys are going to say automatically. I already know my audience. I know you guys. You're going to say, yeah, but the one-on-one's going to be worth more, and the autograph's going to be worth more, and the patch card's going to be worth more, and honestly, guys, that's the bonus. That's the bonus. First of all, the patch cards is only like 25 of them. They have other numbered cards to 99. Again, that's the bonus. The reason you should buy all of these products is for the bonus. That's the reason to buy the product, but the product is only worth X amount, because what you're going to get is most of the cards that aren't worth anything. That's what you're going to get. In fact, you may not even get a bonus card in your blaster box. So what happens if you don't get a bonus? So you paid $40 for nothing? See, if it's worth $9.80, you'll pay $10. Because if you pay $10 and you open it and there's nothing in the box, well, you paid what it was worth. I mean, that's the end of the story. Like, you're not, like, yeah, you're going to be disappointed, but you weren't ripped off. If you pay what it's worth, you're not being ripped off. And that's what I want everyone to understand. The boxes that you're paying, the sealed wax, is not worth what you're paying for it. You're paying a gambling fee. Now, if you're okay with that, then fine, keep doing it. But most people are not okay with paying a gambling fee. You're better off for $40. You can see you can buy all of the players you want and probably spend less than $40. You could get a PSA 9 of your player for $5. You still got $35 more to spend. Don't buy the wax. Buy the players you want. You can actually get more of the cards you want for the same dollars because you're not wasting them. And that's what I want you to know. All right. That's this week's Where's the Market. The next section, we're going to get to the mail day. Don't click away, mail day. This is big. This is big. All right, you ready? Here we go. All right, in this week's Behind the Scenes, I am so excited. I'm so excited because it's mail day. All right, so I have been looking for this card for a long time. Now, I want to make this very clear. I haven't been looking for this specific card. I've just been looking for this kind of card. And I'm going to explain it to you once I open it up. So let's do that. Let's open it up and let's get to it. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. And I love when eBay sellers do this. Like, look at this. This is what you talk about. This is professional. So this is out of Tinton Falls. I don't know the name of the eBay store. I'll get the eBay store. But this is out of Tinton Falls. Again, great. This is awesome. Whatever, you did it the right way. There's extra bubble wrap inside a bubble wrap. You got the whole thing. And so here we go. We got the card taped to the invoice, which is great, in a top loader. Again, awesome job. And I'm going to go over how much this cost. So, but I'm really happy with this card. So here we go. I'm going to show it to you, and you tell me what you think. All right, here we go. A Doc Gooden. Now this is 2024. Okay, so 2024. This is numbered to 25, which, to be quite honest with you, I really don't care. But the fact that there's only 25 of them is the reason why I overpaid. Because I've been looking for a Doc Auto for a few years, and I never pulled the trigger because I thought some of the cards were okay, but they were a little expensive. I like the design of this one. I like the red stars. I also like how Doc is pitching in this, so I like the card. And then I get the auto on top of it. All right, I'm okay with that. Now I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it, so you're going to see. So total for the card, I paid $21 for the card. Now, what's the card going to be worth? Honestly, the card's going to be worth about $20. Maybe it'll go down to 15. I do not anticipate this card going up in value at all. And that's what you guys need to understand. I do not anticipate this card going up in value, but it will retain its value. I think it's going to be worth 15 to 20 in the future. So I did pay a little bit more, $21. Now I did also I paid $5.45 for shipping, and I also paid $1.85 in sales tax. So the total in on this card was $28.80. Total in was $28.80. Now, the reason why I say that is because obviously I think this card is worth about $20. So I just paid $8.80 more than the card is worth. And that's what I want everyone to understand. I'm being honest with you that I overpaid for this card, but It's numbered to 25. That means there's only 25 of them, and I like the card. Therefore, if I really, really want it and I see that they're selling, there's maybe one of these coming up every single week, maybe. And now that I bought this one and it's off the market, there may not be any more because people are not going to sell them. And that's the key that you have to understand as a collector is if you find a card that you really like, you may have to overpay for it. You may have to. Now, again, it's relative. I paid $28. It's worth $20. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with overpaying because losing $10 on the deal, but I get the card that I want. I'm okay with that. And I want everybody else to understand that. It's okay to sometimes overpay for cards. It really is sometimes okay to overpay for cards. I don't like overpaying a lot. Like I wouldn't pay $40 for this card. That's my point. I wouldn't pay $40, but I'm okay paying $28.80 for this card. Again, I want to thank the eBay seller for this. This is a good card. This is going to go into my PC, and I'm very, very happy. Now I'm going to make this very clear. I'm looking for this card for Keith Hernandez. So if you have this one, I'm looking for this one. And then I'm also looking for another Gary Carter. I want a patch auto if I can, because I already have a Gary Carter auto card. You see it right here. I already have that, and that I got signed myself. But I would like a patch auto for Gary Carter if I could get that. So those are two things. Now I'm also open to some of the modern rookies or the young players. So I'm open to Francisco Alvarez. I'm open to Kodai Senga. I'm also open to Ronnie Maurizio. But I'm not going to overpay for them. And I know that they're really expensive online right now. I'm just not going to pay those prices. I'm not going to pay those prices. Want to thank you for doing behind the scenes. This is now, don't click away because we're going to do the viewer comments. Like I said, this is the best part of the show. If you haven't made a comment, put it down right now. Tell me what you think. What cards are you going after? What are you paying for cards? Are you overpaying for cards? Are you really trying to get a deal? Like I said, I overpaid for this, but I'm okay with that. Let's get to your viewer comments right now. Okay, we've gotten to my favorite section of this show. This is the segment called Viewer Comments. And if you're not aware, all you have to do is put a comment down below and I will bring it up and talk about it. And that's it. It's pretty simple. All right, so the first comment is actually on the poll that I ran. So here we go. I voted for 50%, but it could be a bit optimistic or unrealistic. I want to thank ACD. It is a new comment from a new subscriber. Thank you very much. Now, here is the poll that we did, or that I ran. It is called, how much do you think the sports card market has come down since 2021? And that is still up there. You can vote on it. You can actually go and vote on any of the polls. I highly recommend it. I would love to get the data from you guys. But here are the answers. 50% of you said, 33% of you said 50%, 14% said 60, 23% said 70, and 30% said 80% down from 2021. What do you think it is? Go to the community poll and make that vote. This is from Kilkenny Brian 914. You lost me with everyone on eBay is a jerk. Everyone is trying to rip you off. This is a silly video just spewing toxic behavior. You'll never grow with childish stuff like this. And so I want to say to Kilkenny Brian, you need to chill out. Yes, you need to chill out. Seriously, this is YouTube. This is content. It's not that important. Literally, I think you're taking this way too seriously. You're obviously not the person that I'm speaking to. Like, you're not a jerk, right? I mean, you're not selling stuff for 70% more than the comps. Like, you're not doing that. You're not, probably don't even have anything listed on eBay. So I don't know why you're so upset. I honestly don't. So I appreciate the comment. Again, you need to chill out. You need to chill out. It's not that important. All right, let's get to the next comment. So I usually start with something bad or something negative and then move to positive. So anybody that's watching, if you're brand new to this channel, I start with a negative comment and I move positive because I want to address the negative stuff first and then get into all the positive stuff because that's what this channel is all about. So here's from John Maybe. And he said WNBA All-Star voting was up 600% this year thanks to Caitlin Clark. She's gotten the eyeballs on the WNBA. Every NBA star should be sending her a thank you note. Guess what, John? Maybe you are right. 100%. That was on my video about Caitlin Clark. She has really changed the game. And if you haven't watched Caitlin Clark yet, you should, because she is a phenomenal basketball player. And I'm going to tell you this right from my own experience. When I was in college, I used to do sports broadcasting. So I was a play-by-play announcer as well as a radio talk show host. I had a sports show myself. I've been doing this media thing for God knows how long at this point. But I used to call women's basketball games in college. So college women's basketball games. And there was one player that was better than any other player that I saw, and she could light out. Like, it was shoot, score, everything. She could hit from anywhere on the court. And again, those types of players are rare. Caitlin Clark can not only shoot from anywhere on the court, which means that she's a really talented ball player. She's not just female, but all basketball. She could actually shoot on an NBA court. Now, again, she can't compete against NBA ball players. They're way bigger, they're way faster, and they just, Steph Curry could, torch her. What is she going to do? The problem is that she's competing against all the other WNBA players, and that's the key. So in her league, she is literally head and shoulders above everyone else. She can shoot from anywhere, but her passing and dribbling skills are unreal. I've been watching highlights and watching clips. She is making crossovers that no one in the WNBA is making. Literally no one. She's causing WNBA players to fall because she's crossing over so quickly that they can't adjust. And I'm telling you right now, that's never happened in the WNBA. I also went over, she's the first rookie ever in the history of the league, and the league has been around for a few years. No other rookie has ever scored a triple-double. She's already got one. We're halfway through the season. She probably will get two, which is the same stats as Victor Wembanyama in the NBA. So again, thank you, John Maybe. A great comment. All right, let's get to the next one. Mid-Atlantic Sportscards. Hey, I love that. Mid-Atlantic, that's where I'm from, New York, New Jersey. Hey, so Mid-Atlantic, too much truth in here, must sit down. And so that was on my up and down video. Hey, sit down. Seriously, that's what I'm doing. I'm shooting truth right here. If you are not subscribed to this channel, you need to subscribe. There's nothing but truth coming from here. All right, that is our show for this week. I want to thank everybody for joining me. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you should subscribe right now. We have a whole bunch of videos. This show, specifically EDI Sports Show, is every single Friday. You should tune in, and that's what you should do. There's other videos, so there's other playlists. Go check them out. But that's all for this week. My name is Doc. Hope you have a great weekend.
There's only one show. There's only one show I wanna watch. EDI Sports Show every Friday. From interviews and car news to the sports behind the scenes, only one show covers the deeds. EDI Sports Show. There's only one show. There's only one.